Apple has moved the technology forward many times before, and now I think it's time for a revolution, an evolution of the television. Apple has, for example, released the iPhone, and without the iPhone, smartphones wouldn't be as they are now. They put the iPhone for the mass market, the smartphone for the mass market. They also made the Ultrabooks possible because of the MacBook Air. Without the MacBook Air, we wouldn't have the Ultrabooks coming now. Apple did the MacBook Air as a reference for the Ultrabooks that's coming now. So, and also with the tablets. Without the iPad, tablets wouldn't be as they are now. It's because the iPad is a success. Everyone tries to do the same with tablets. They wouldn't look like they are doing now if Apple hadn't released the iPad. I know there were plenty of tablets before the iPad, but who didn't want to use them? They're running Windows and have a stylus and such, and no one would like to use that, not even in the corporate business. So thanks to Apple, we now have tablets for the mass market, for the consumer, where we can do things with the iPad or tablets. And also, without iOS and Mac OS X, we wouldn't have Android, we wouldn't have Windows Phone or Windows 8. They wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Apple's iOS and OS X. That's a fact, that's the truth. And the same with the iMac. Without the iMac, we wouldn't have all the all-in-one Window PCs we see now are coming. Plenty of all-in-one PCs are coming. Some looks nice, like the Viz UI I posted about before. And some of them are great looking. But without the iMac, we wouldn't have them. Simple as that. It's a fact. It's the truth. And also without iTunes, we wouldn't have a music service like Spotify. Probably not Google Music. Amazon's music service. Nothing of that would be possible to look like they are doing now if not Apple had invented the music services. Online music services. Where we can buy our music, listen to music exactly how we want to listen to music. And also app stores. Without Apple's app stores on iOS and on Mac, we wouldn't have Android Market or Windows Store. We wouldn't have that without Apple. And same with the iPod. Long before the iPhone was invented, Apple released the iPod. I know there were plenty of MP3 players at the same time and even before the iPod, but it was Apple that made the MP3 player popular. That's a fact. No one can say anything against that. Without the iPod, we wouldn't have MP3 players that was so popular as they were. Now MP3 players are starting to die because everyone uses their phones instead. But without Apple, we wouldn't have all the great MP3 players that we had. That's a fact. And because of all these things that Apple have made possible, the technology have moved forward in these areas. Tablets, computers, laptops, phones, operating systems, and so on. They have moved forward in the technology. We are in the future thanks to Apple. I am sure that it's the fact I'm talking about. That's the truth. And I think one area that's left, that hasn't evolved, haven't been developed, hasn't revolutionized the market yet, and that is the television, TV. And that's why I started to believe that the rumors that Apple will release an iTV or Apple TV, HD TV set, it's true. I think Apple has something big coming in the television business. I think it's the truth. And that is a market that needs to be developed to continue to be used, because the television market is dying. People are starting to stop use television. They don't see TV anymore. And I think it's because it's an old technique. No one will use old techniques for such a long time as the television. So someone needs to revolutionize, develop and evolution the television market. And one company that can make that possible is Apple. Apple has made it on all the other markets that counts. Why not in the television market? So I think that Apple will release something big when it comes to television. And when they do that, it will be amazing. The user experience will be incredible. We have never seen anything like it. I am sure of that. Because it has always been so when Apple released something. Tablets, iPad, laptops, MacBook Airs, computers, iMac, and so on. So I think when we will see Apple's coming television sets, everything will change. Everything will start over. All the competition will copy what Apple does. As usual. I am sure of that. Okay, what do you think of my thoughts, my theory? Please comment.